What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new album from Beast Coast called Escape from New York. Now, if you're not familiar with Beast Coast, they're a music collective made up of Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, and the Underachievers, and these are three groups out of Brooklyn, New York, who I really enjoy. They've made plenty of great music, and I've reviewed it all over my channel. From Pro Era, I've mostly focused on Joey Badass, but I have reviewed multiple projects by the Underachievers and Flatbush Zombies, so go ahead and check those out. Overall, these are groups that I enjoy, so I was curious to see what it would sound like with all of them coming together for this project. And unfortunately, I'm not going to say this is bad because it's not. I think it is still pretty solid, but they really did follow a lot of the trends in hip-hop today, and that was a little bit disappointing. I was just hoping with all these different voices coming together, maybe they would try some new sounds, maybe come with some interesting storytelling, concepts, more engaging content. There's just so much you can do with all these creative minds, but it really seems like it was more or less just a bunch of guys getting together and having fun making music. Obviously, that's not something I'm going to hate on because these guys all know each other, they've worked together in the past, and that's just what they wanted to do, was make some fun tracks, which is mostly what you're going to get here. So you aren't going to get a lot of deep content. A lot of this revolves around the basic stuff, just some braggy bars, being the best MC, weed, women, come-up stories, pop culture references, etc. Although you do get a little bit of content here and there. Nothing that's overly focused, but the song Problems, for example, gets into, obviously, as the title suggests, dealing with your problems, trying to stay positive, those sorts of things. So you will get a little bit here, but nothing that's really, fleshed out and overly memorable. So that was a little bit disappointing. And for the most part, I feel like this album was mostly just about the performances, man. People just showing off some different vocal styles, some sing-songy flows here and there. You're getting plenty of posse cuts, and some artists do stick out from others on this project, in my opinion. I've always been a fan of Michi. I like that raspy, aggressive voice that he has, so every time he hops on here, he cuts through. And then you got Zombie Juice. Both of them are from Flatbush Zombies, so I think they really stuck out the most here. You got Zombie Juice coming through with all kinds of charisma and energy all over this project, man. He actually kicks it off on the first song called It Ain't Easy, It Ain't Easy, where he is bringing that energy over some more trap-style production. Nothing too fascinating or interesting, but that was one of the better trap beats on here, so I didn't mind that song, especially as one that was kicking off the album. It was pretty dope. We also get Left Hand. This has a bit of an eerie vibe, and Desperado has that stuttering 808. These are some of the beats on here that I did like, even though they're not too inventive. They're still all-out slappers. You're getting that posse cut feel where everybody's just coming in. I'm not going to break down what everyone was doing on every song because we'd be here all day. There's just people all over this shit. So it's one of those projects I'm just kind of looking at and giving you the broad idea rather than breaking down what every individual does. But, you are getting some different styles mixed together here. But as I stressed at the beginning, you're not really getting much in the way of content or concepts that's memorable, which is something that kind of held this one back. There's not a lot of focus in that sense, and I really think that's something that would have made some of these tracks stick out, because I really do feel like some of these songs start to run together. Tracks like Rubber Band and Distance, for example, these ones aren't overly memorable. They really can be filed under that more generic trap sound where everybody's just rapping about whatever. And then you have One More Round, which I think is easily the worst song on the album, man. This one just has awful vocal performances all over it. Kind of sounds like they were just fucking around, so maybe they weren't being serious. But even still, the vocals on this are really bad. It has more of that poppy mainstream sound that they just didn't pull off well. But they did pull that style off better on some other tracks, so I will give them credit for that. For example, Coast Clear, this one is just kind of infectious with that hook. It also has a little bit of a summertime vibe to it, so I get the appeal of this. Certainly something you could work with in the car when you just want something kind of light and fun. And even though Far Away gets very, very cheesy with the lyrics, I kind of like this one too. It has that same bright sort of feel, and this is just a lovey-dovey sexual track. As for some of the kind of wild-ass bars you're going to get, you got Michi saying a girl's pussy is so good, he would tattoo her name on his dick. That just sounds absolutely painful, especially if she got a long-ass name. And then, of course, you got Eric singing in falsetto about a girl whose cake is just like a Cinnabon. So, some of the bars you're going to hear throughout this project, especially on this track, are kind of silly. But as I said, it seems like they just got together with no real plan, just having fun with it, and that is something that I can appreciate. So, it is what it is, man. I really don't have too much more to say about this one. I would say Snow in the Stadium was a pretty good track because you're getting these reggae elements that make it stick out a little bit. That one I think had a little bit more creativity going on. Even Michi was adding in these high-pitched layers on his part that was kind of interesting. But really this kind of just feels a little bit haphazard, you know what I mean? This is just what it is, a compilation, a bunch of friends getting together, having a good time, putting together some tracks, and I'm going to go with a 3 out of 5 here, man. Really didn't think this was awful. You still are getting some good flows and verses here, lots of charisma and energy, as I said, but it's not really something that's amazing. I think even a couple tracks that got a bit more creative or inventive or had some more depth and focus would have really made this much better. But I've said my piece, man. It is what it is. But you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think as usual. And of course, make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.